What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, it's the 23rd day of June, and here we are at about $101.1 thousand. 23 hours left in the day here. Brand new week. We just started out a brand new week. Yes, closed out the old week. Actually, if we're looking at the weekly close here, nice little wick down. What I like about the weekly close is that we still closed in the same range that we've been in. Right? You wicked down, sure, but you've closed up in the range still. That's nice to see. I think that's a good look. It's not the best look, right? It's not a huge wick. I like the wick that we have yesterday, but it is still very possible that we go lower. We need to talk about that, I guess. If we're looking at this here from a relative low to a relative high here, we did close below the 236. We did reach for the 382 without getting there. It would be extremely unlikely, statistically speaking, to move up to new all-time highs without hitting the 382. It would be extremely unlikely, right? $95.8 thousand, $96,000, something in that area, right? We could have reached for it here, maybe because it was weekend price action. This is kind of like null and void, but I don't know, man. That's a lot of volume. That's some of the most volume we've seen on a daily basis. We haven't had any day that outweighed this in volume since the 6th of May. It's the 23rd now, and that was on a Sunday, man, on the weekend. I was asking for an exciting weekend. I didn't mean to the downside, but here it is. It's very possible that we keep going down. Let's look at the short-term stuff and see if we can determine that. It's also possible that was the low. It's very possible that was the low. I mean, we got a nice wick there, but let's see if we can determine a directional heading one way or another. So looking at this here on the RSI, moving down with volume, moving up with less volume, right? You can see that there. Looks like a lower high at the moment, lower lows. You've got higher highs in the RSI with lower highs in the price. That is hidden bearish divergence. We're right at the same areas that we've been finding resistance the past couple days now. Stochastics actually looks somewhat bullish in all fairness, but you also do have this downtrend on the 1 hour. But I would think the stochastics could indicate that we have a little bit more green side to go, but we're probably near a topping point here where we will continue to go lower. MACD crossed up, which is nice, but again, deeper readings in the histogram, higher highs in the histogram, lower highs in the price, hidden bearish divergence there. So we got hidden bearish divergence on the RSI and the MACD. I wouldn't be surprised if we went lower, right? We're not getting any follow through here. It really wouldn't surprise me if we did go lower. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, building bearish momentum. Maybe this next drive will not be as ferocious to the downside. We'll get just like a little taste. It'll be a lot less. It'll be a lot less fast, slower, and perhaps with that we'll get a higher low in the MACD, and we'll get some kind of decrease in bearish momentum, and that with a lower low could provide bullish divergence in the MACD, also in the RSI, right? We've gotten oversold. Typically, when you get oversold, you do anticipate to go lower. Here we are at the 40. If we reject this, that would actually be a very bearish condition indeed. So if this 4-hour candle closes red, we got 3 hours left in it. If it closes red, then it's very likely that we do go lower. And today, Monday, is the day that I anticipate actually will be the low. Yeah, Monday today. I mean, maybe Tuesday. I don't think that this is going to be a long-lived endeavor, right? We're talking about 95K, 96K, maybe 94, 93K at the lowest. I don't think this will be a long-lived endeavor. I think we are going to get it done with today, if not tomorrow. Get that bullish divergence, higher low in the RSI, lower low in the price, bullish divergence on the RSI, on the stochastics, and the MACD. Turn that thing around, and then we'll be ripping and running going into the end of this month, guys. I do still expect an end-of-month rally. That is not off the table at all. Looking at the RSI on the daily time frame, we are at the oversold zone right now. We're very close to it. It's very possible that we get in there. What we want to see, the kind of reaction we want to see with the oversold zone is where we get in and we get out immediately. Right? We want to get in and get out. You don't want to stay there. You don't want to linger there. We don't want deeper readings than this. You want in and out same day or next day, right? Something like this is fine as well. We don't have to get in there. It's fine if we don't get in there. But looking at the RSI, I would think that we are very near a low, just not quite there. And then, of course, looking at the price as well, we take the low from April 7th to the high of May 22nd, the 382. We're close. We're almost there. Right in the heart of this last consolidation phase, right at prior areas of resistance. I mean, if we were to find resistance here, we'd go just below the 382, and that's very common to do as well. If we don't hold 95.8K, this thing isn't dropping to zero, but we could drop to 95, 94, 93, 92, 91. We could keep going down, but probably, likely, we will find support somewhere around 95 to 96K. That's my guess, right? And I mean, with that lower daily close out of this whole range, where the weekly time frame we're still closing in this range technically, that lower daily close with added volume that we haven't seen since these lows here. It's the most volume we've seen since these lows here, this low here. We got a lower daily close that actually does imply that we'll go lower as well. I'm sure a lot of people are giddy, bullish, waiting for that little volatile pullback. If we go lower, it'll throw some people off, and then they'll be like, oh man, maybe this is the real deal. And as soon as people start to catch on, that'll probably be when we actually reverse here. And I do expect that we will reverse. This diamond pattern reversal is still a thing, guys, right? We're here. It can go lower. It can still be a reversal. But if you have this diamond pattern, this diamond top here, and I think that we do connect the dots, right? Whatever. It's an ugly diamond top that I just drew there, but it's an ugly pattern to begin with anyways. It's very common to break out one direction and then rip the other direction. If we were to complete this measure, move all the way down, I'm pretty sure that takes us to 93K. So if we see that, then the requirement or the common behavior where you throw back through the breakout point, almost said pull out point, where you throw back through the breakout point, that would be out the window, but I still do think that we're going to go higher. I don't know how much sense that made. All I'm trying to say is if we're going lower, that's fine. We're still going higher. The target is still, whenever we move up here by the end of July, still at prices that are around 160 to 180K, guys. And at this point in time, because it's so late in June, I mean, who knows? By the end of June, if we're up here, that would be really nice. Like if we have a week of just pumping coming into the end of this month here, that'd be really nice to see. But it's very possible because of how low we are that we're only at 140K by the end of July, which we keep waiting for, man. I thought we'd be there by the end of May. Thought we'd be here by the end of June. Maybe we'll be closer by the end of June. We'll see. But I definitely do believe that by the end of July we should be above 140K, at least there, at most 180K, but likely somewhere in between, maybe 150, 160, continuing into August. We're going to have a very bullish summer, you guys. That's all I'm trying to say. I think it's going to be a very, very bullish summer indeed. Looking at the daily time frame again, MACD right here, right at an area that you actually look for it to bounce. So I am expecting some turnaround. Today's going to be the low, man. I'm thinking today's going to be the low. Stochastics are looking like they want to come up. If we go down a little bit today and then up tomorrow, that's fine, right? But we're oversold. We want to get this out of the oversold zone to show some support there. And then again, same thing with the RSI, in and out or just bounce off of that. So today, expecting some volatility. Tomorrow, expecting some continuation to the upside. And the rest of the week going into the end of the month, I really wouldn't be surprised, you guys, with all this fear in the markets right now. I'm actually kind of curious about how much fear do we have. We got to be in levels of fear right now. Let's just see. Hold on. 37. We're at levels of fear right now, you guys. It finally happened. We're there. And Bitcoin really hasn't moved that much, right? We're at the same levels. We're basically at the same levels in price that we were back here. The fear and greed index was like above 50. It was above, I think it was around 60 back there. We're at the same levels of price now and a lot more fearful, right? That tells me everything I need to know. I hope it tells you everything you need to know, right? We have a little bit lower to go. And this bounce back should be miraculous. I mean, let's just look at what we've seen here already, right? In the way of Bitcoin's movements. From a low to a high over a 4-day period, right? We've got more than 4 days left. Let's say that we're down here at 95.8K, just a little bit below there. We could very well be above, that's my daughter if you guys keep hearing her, above 107K by the end of this month. I really wouldn't be surprised if we were. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we were at new all-time highs by the end of the month, but we'll see how high we are. If we go up to 120K by the end of the month, I'll tell you what, then I'd be surprised. But 110K, 115K, somewhere in that area, that's my expectation. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button, please. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Very much do believe that we still have lower to go, just based on what we've seen here, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. All right, bye-bye.